Hello everyone, thank you for joining in. Let me get the music down here. So, I am Riho, I am a game developer, and on these streams I work on Office Management 101 usually, which is a upcoming tycoon game that I have been working for a long time by now. Years and years, but you know, we do make some progress on the streams here, so that's one of the reasons why I keep doing these. So sort of to discipline myself to keep working on it. So what has been going on since the last stream we did on Wednesday? Oh yeah, last time we crashed. Just before the stream on Wednesday, Streamlabs that I use for streaming these days had an update. And I guess that update messed something up because like, I don't know, 4 hours or something into the stream, it suddenly ran out of memory and crashed. So we will have to keep an eye on that today. I'm not sure how, because I can keep the task manager somewhere here and see how much memory is being used. I can already see that my Firefox is using a lot. So maybe it was something with that instead. Yeah, maybe in the future we'll have to use something else besides Firefox to keep the all the tabs here open that I have for whatever, Twitter, Twitch, chat, YouTube and whatnot. So I will have to experiment with that. Anyway, what's in store for today? Last time I kept working on the map editor, and over the weekend I did some other work on it off the stream, and I feel like it's gotten to a point where I can finally move on from. So expect to see less of the editor in the future, maybe. We will still get some looks at it today, but I'll explain it as we go. So the plan is to fix the maps for the game. So convert the old version of the maps to the new version, and then hopefully it will all work. I do expect to see some bugs and glitches while we do this, so I'll probably end up fixing those bugs on the stream as well, and bugs on both the editor side and the game side as well. I do know some of them already. Save games miss some data that should be saved, and maybe the map files end up malformed somehow. I don't know that either. Well, we'll see. I guess we can get to it then, unless there's something else. As always, if you have any questions, post it in the chat. If you have something that you want to share, like something you've created or something that you something that someone you admire has created, feel free to post it in the chat, and then I can also share it on the screen here. So anyway, here we are. This is the old editor screen. Oh yeah, last time when I launched the editor, I noticed that when it gets resized to full screen on the stream here, like this, then it got somehow resized on the screen for the stream, and that was because there was a weird bug that I really didn't even manage to properly track down, but I sort of circumvented it. And that was that it did resize the window originally to the correct what's my stream, 720p, so it resized that properly, but then right afterwards it resized it to the window to 710 pixels, I mean the height. And that was weird, but at least the size is now correct. But I never really figured out why it resized it that way. But yeah, I wouldn't even have noticed it if it wasn't for the streaming. So that's good. I guess I can show something of the editor here. I already tried to fix one of the maps. It's the demo map, the only public one at this point. Where is it? Campaigns, demo map. So it looks like it's flooded, but that's just the buildable lot area here. Which is defined as the old map, although it doesn't really have to be. I mean, I could make it smaller like this, but for testing purposes I wanted it to be the whole map size, so I can resize the building however I want to. So what I fixed here for this map was making the building here actually, and that should work, but I can also show something else here. So I have these markers on the ground that are only visible in the editor. Fire element there, hi, thanks for joining the stream. I hope you're having a good day. And working on the map editor here again, explaining some stuff. So I have these markers here on the ground that are not visible in the game, but I do use them for some things, like the CEO marker here. Basically marks the spot where the CEO character is placed when you first start the game. And the home marker is where the employees will go to when they're leaving the office. And when they reach that marker, they will disappear. And then there's exit, which is a problematic one for going on from now on. That's because now it's possible to place the door. The door is here, right? It's now possible to place the door in other spots. Say I could move it to here, for example, right? And do that in the game. And if you do that, then the exit marker would be in the wrong place, which means the game should instead detect where the doors leading to outside are and calculate the paths from that. So this exit marker was just, to make some path finding easier. But yeah, I will need to change that system. Another one that is not used on this map, but it is on some other maps, is the elevator marker. And if the building has multiple stories, multiple floors, let's add one here for example. Selection tool. Not sure what that was, but anyway, say I added this here, probably in the wrong place, but whatever. So if I do have the elevator marker here and here as well, then the characters, employees can sort of move between those tiles. But yeah, that's not a good solution either, because the players can't place those markers, and I guess the solution would be to make a elevator furniture item. There is this. So this is a door for the elevators, but it doesn't have any walls or anything, so I guess the solution would be to add the walls to the doors here, and then change the functionality for it as well. But yeah, how exactly I'm gonna do that, I don't know. It's gonna require quite a bit of work, I assume. So yeah, that's kind of a bummer. So yeah, I mean, these kinds of walls exist as well, but they're all separate furniture items. So now, right now, when you launch the game, this map will load up fine. We get the usual character generation. Then, as I showed, the CEO will be on the marker. Now this old furniture here that was not in the map editor, that is actually added on the script level. And I could also move it all to the editor instead. But that's not too important right now. But I did notice some problems here. Say I move this. Place the windows wherever. These things were left behind and I can't move them either. So I will have to make sure that the ownership for these is defined properly. So, you know, making sure that the owner of these is the player. Looks like I can't move the windows here either. Which is also a problem, I guess. And you know, there's stuff like that. So we'll get to these one by one, try to solve them, get them fixed, and yeah, hopefully we'll get some things done today, some progress in. So where do we start actually? I can show something in the editor first. What I've been working a lot on lately was the ownership system. So you can change the owner of the lot, and then if you have a building on this, then you can either override it or keep it to the lot. Then when you build a room here, then you can change the ownership of that same way. And same with the furniture items. So that system should all work now. But I only made this stuff in the editor, and the game actually doesn't know anything about it. So if this is not overridden, then the game will assume that the owner of this furniture item is... Oh, sorry, it was kind of hidden behind the chat here. The owner of this furniture item would be not the player. That's what the game would assume, because it doesn't know about the lot owner here. So I think I'm gonna start with that. So I guess first of all I can check the menu for the furniture item in the game, and then start going deeper from there. So map screen is the file that I used for that. The menu, I call it the quick menu. The game, but a better name for it would be context menu. But for some reason I named it quick menu years ago, and it stuck like that. And I just haven't felt like renaming it and then making sure that it's renamed properly in everywhere where it's used. So it's kind of like this kind of a menu thing. I'm checking your sheet. Yeah, this thing. It's kind of similar to that. So where is the furniture stuff? This is the room. This is also room. This is furniture base. When I'm placing new furniture, so that's different as well. New furniture. Yeah, here. And then it goes here, and then it goes into the script file, which is scripts furniture here. Now, the rest of the game is in Java, but the scripts that can be overridden by mods are in Lua, which is a bit easier than Java, I guess, for beginners. So, where would the... This converted thing is kind of meaningless by this point. This was an old system that I had, which basically meant that all the furniture that was created in the editor was marked as converted. But I'm not sure if that is used as a field anymore. It is here. I guess I should mark it deprecated. And then And then set it to false wherever I need to. Where else? This makes no sense, but whatever. So let's not check for it here anymore, but I should search just in case where else it might be used. Converted. Remove it from here. This doesn't even use it. Get rid of this, and then it's in a whole lot of old code that is not being used anymore. Do another search because that got weird somehow. Here. Okay, these don't matter because they're commented out anyway. This doesn't matter. This is also commented out. Okay then. Hopefully that's all then. So back to the script. Actually, I'm seeing that I can remove this if statement altogether. It's kind of hard to tell where it ends. Is it this thing? It should be. Yes. So check any other permissions here. Kind of off here though. That's better, I guess. Oh yeah, by the way, on Wednesday, when's the next stream? I was thinking of maybe working on some key art. I can quickly show what I mean. Oh, yeah, this I posted on Twitter earlier. You know, just to have something accompany the link to the stream. But what I meant was, I guess, something like the background here. So something like this, but totally drawn as a new image. Basically, I want to make like a boss's office with the table and the boss sitting behind the table, something like that. So I was thinking to do a stream like that next. So on the upcoming Wednesday. Because that would mix up the streams a little bit, because I've been programming a lot lately on the streams. So some artwork would be nice, I guess. So if you have any suggestions for it, then feel free to let me know. Oh, Richard, man, hi. Nice to see you again. How are you doing? Hope you're having a good day. If you joined us right now, then I've been working on the maps today. Haven't gotten far yet, but there's some bugs in the game that I'm trying to fix when it comes to moving the furniture. So I was trying to find for so Richard, man, having a good day. Have a meeting in half an hour. But hopes to be back when it's over. Yeah. You know, take care of your real life things, definitely. But we do appreciate it whenever you can and come join us here. And you know, always nice to see people just come by and say hi as well. Or lurkers or any of that sort. I appreciate it, all of you. So permissions. This is for debug, so that's not important right now. So Fire Elementer says, I don't really understand everything, but I'm sorry if I can't help you, but I hope you like what you're doing. Yes, I do like what I'm doing. I mean, I do like streaming, and I do like working on the game, so, you know. It's understandable that it's tough to watch me program something when you don't really understand programming yourself. And you know, I'm sorry that I'm not very good at explaining what I'm doing here either. But hopefully, you know, maybe on some other streams when I'm drawing or something, then it's more understandable what I'm up to. But you know, every now and then I do switch into the game, and then maybe that's like more understandable. But anyway, what I'm doing here now is kind of like reading the code and just trying to figure out if there's any parts here that are checking for player permissions related to the furniture. And I'm not seeing any here. Which means we can actually test something out here. So say I start a new game. And when I click on the window here, well, still nothing happens. So there has to be some check somewhere still. Like when I click here, I can move the fridge, right? But when I click on this window, then nothing happens. So that's the bug that I'm looking into. Oh, what Fire Elementer meant that his English is not perfect, and that's why I don't understand everything. My English is also well, flawed, not perfect. So you know, my pronunciation is awful. My Estonian accent. And you know, sometimes I don't remember all the words or something. So you know, we have to manage somehow. Trying to communicate here. That's weird. Actually, my written English is decent, I feel like, but it's much harder to speak than to write. Richard Mann says my English is perfect. Sure, thank you. I guess. So, but why is it not working then? Actually, now that I think about it, I don't see the move buttons here anyway. So they must come from somewhere else. Oh, okay, this is room stuff, but maybe I'm looking in the wrong function here. Fire Elementary is offering to translate the game to French. That would be awesome. It's not possible right now, though. Well, partially it is, but it's not fully translatable. I can quickly show. I have these files. This is for the editor, but the game file looks like this. So the text in the game has like an ID, identification, like this, and then the translated string of it is on this side. And it's also possible to put variables in here. Like in this case, it's the day number, year number, and whatnot. So basically it's possible to take this file, make a copy of it, then translate all these, and then make a mod of that. But the issue here is that although some of the text is translatable like this, not everything in the game is at the moment. So I will have to fix that first, and then it can be translated. But I will keep you in mind. I do have a list in a list of people who have offered to translate the game, and I will contact all those people once the translation stuff is ready to get started for you guys. So if you want, I can add you to that list. There may have been some others who offered to translate to French already. But maybe you can somehow combine efforts then, or maybe it was a long time ago when they offered and they've forgotten by now. So Justin, Yestin, now I know how to pronounce your name thanks to the Sourpuss stream that I watched the other day. Hi, thanks for joining the stream. And I'm doing great. How are you? Yeah, it's been a good, nice day here. Been working a bit on the game before the stream already, fixing some bugs. Pretty happy with that. And it's always a good day when I'm streaming. I was just explaining the translation stuff here, but the problem was with these. So I mean, this should be it after all. But where do these even come from? From here. And here it checks for the company. So that's why. Okay. So nice to see that Justin is having a good day too. So here we are checking for the company. That's I guess that's a function that I need to change then. So let's do it like this. So if the company is even set here, then do this stuff, else we'll do something else, but I do have a function here for getting the owner. Equals. And I also have to make sure that this is not null. And actually, might add this check as well. So making sure the furniture item exists, making sure the company exists, making sure the furniture item has a company set. And then compare if the company set for the furniture item is the same as the company of the player here. But I can also check here if both of these don't have values, then that's valid as well. And otherwise, maybe I should also check if this is empty. Let's do it like this instead. equals ignore case. Not that empty stuff even has uppercase and lowercase letters, but you know, whatever. So that might have fixed it already. But there's probably other functions that have the same problem. But you know, we'll go one step at a time. Yes, yes, this can be moved now. And this can be moved now, which is what I wanted to happen. Awesome. Selling works. What else works? Trashing. I guess it's not enabled here. But perhaps that's a minor issue. But these were left behind still. Oh yeah, they were supposed to though, because they're outside of the building anyway. So that's fine. And these I can't move. I wonder why though. It's not that I'm supposed to anyway, but I'm not sure where that comes from right now. So, are there any other functions here that get the company in? This one. So we'll need to add the checks here too, and then where else? There's a bunch, but some of them shouldn't be a problem. Anyway, I guess let's copy this then. And try to get all that here. So I set a variable here for checking the ownership. And then here it's true, here it's true, and here it's true. That should be fine then. What about the other functions? This one's not checking for the owner. Neither is this. These are fine too. This one might check for something. Company. That seems fine, but I already noticed that it's using another function here. But this doesn't even check for the company. I guess it's a comment here to fix it, but I guess that's fine for now. Where else should I check for it? Should also figure out why the things that were outside were not movable. The plants and whatnot. Maybe I do have a check for that somewhere, somehow. But it wasn't in the script. I don't think. Oh, okay, there's can move set for those. I can check that in the editor actually. Since I've done all that stuff now. So that's in Android. Why Android? Is because that's how libgdx, the engine that I'm using for the game, works. It was mainly designed as a mobile game engine that also has desktop support. But I'm not even planning to make a mobile game out of this Office Management 101 right now. So menu tool, edit. Yeah, all these are off. So that's why I can't move or do anything with them. Right now I could one by one start setting them and then save the map and then load it, but that would be insane. So I guess eventually I do need to add something like something like making it possible so you can select this area and then change the parameters for all the plants and whatnot at the same time. But right now it can only be done one by one, so that would take forever. So I'm not gonna bother with it at this point, and it's not that important anyway. Just was more just curious why it wasn't working. Since the first bug that I wanted to fix is fixed now, I can show another one that I noticed previously. And that is when I now load the old game. Then the save game didn't have the lot area data saved because I haven't added that yet, which means I'm talking out of my ass right now. I thought it wouldn't work because last time I tried, then it didn't. I do notice right now that moving this room is not possible for some reason though. So maybe that's tied to that. But yeah, I'm not sure why it's letting me resize the building now. I'm thinking it allowed that in the last stream. But yeah, I guess we can just double check it. So where's the map save function? Is this it? It is. So this is the save function. Okay, it does actually save the landlots. Does it load them? It does. So I guess that's fixed. Yeah, I don't know why it wasn't working last time then. Because I just assumed that it's not saving and loading these. Unless I'm missing something here. But okay, let me check my bug list then. What else can I find? Okay, what else can I work on? Oh yeah, the owner stuff is not saved right now. So that I definitely can work on. So these two. Start from here. Saved for the land lots. What about buildings? The building. It's not saved for the building. So these. That goes into this function, which writes the value into the save game, which will be override owner. And then output write string. It will then write the owner company ID here. And the read function will know how to load these then. This is input read boolean, and this owner company ID is input read string. And now I'm pretty sure this would not load the save game I just saved because it doesn't have that owner data. But if I save a new game, then that should work. Well, the easiest way to save is to close the game, because then it creates the auto save, and when you open it again, that's when it can be loaded. And it did load. So that's for the building. Now for the building levels or stories. It saves the owner ID, but not the override. So boolean this owner. Alright. There. So that's for building stories, then for rooms. Where's the room file? Kind of annoyed by this here. That's because this is done one way in some places and other ways in other places. Should write this down and do it properly. Okay, that's written down then. But here, this... oh, right. I should do this first. Output right boolean. Override owner. But here I need to add another check for the save game version. That's because this company ID here has been in older save games and I want those to still work, so I need to make sure that the game knows how to load those older save games. So that I check by comparing this number, this override owner input read boolean. So this is the game version that it checks for. If it's bigger than this number or equal, then it will use the new save game format, and when it's older, then it just skips this line. So that's rooms, and also need to do this for furniture items. And that will be here. And loading will be where's this? Here. Okay, then let's give it a try. New game, new something. Look at this holiday kitty cat. Ain't he cute? Anyway, now it's saved. Now launch again. Continue. And it loaded. can mark that as done. Then let's check something. The room editing wasn't working. Or was it? If that's the case, then why? Yeah, I don't see the room button here. What if I create a new room? Kitchen. Yep, still can't edit. So let's figure this out while we're at it. A room. So how does it even get these? Get room at position. And it does check for the company here, and that's not. That might be set actually, but that's not the right way to check it now anyway. So if company is not null and room company is also not null, then do this. Actually, this is not right. Get this. But we do have some other cases that we should check for. So if they both are null, do this. And now there's the case of the empty string, which is the annoying check. So company is null, but this isn't. And this equals this. Then company isn't null, but this is company get ID is this. Yeah. I don't know. But there might be some other functions in this file that do check for the company the same way. But I guess not. Since this didn't have the check for the company implemented yet, then that should be fine. So did that fix our menu issue? It did. It did indeed. What's up with this? I kind of feel like I've fixed this bug at least once already. So when I move the room, the door gets left behind. Right. Do I want to work on that right now, or do I want to do something else? I'm thinking we could try and mess around with some of the other maps a little. So I can show the main one that the testers use. So that's in expansions, alpha tester special campaigns, startup frenzy map, and map JSON. So that's the map, but it doesn't have the lot areas defined, and it doesn't have the buildings defined either. But instead it has these floorings just laying around, which is not what I want. So before I start messing around with it, I will make a copy of that map, just in case the map editor breaks it somehow. So let me see, where's that? Campaigns. Map. Just made it in the same folder. So let's let's load it again then. So the copy is in the map backup folder. So we should start with setting the lot. What shape do I even want to make it? Because inside all these roads here, or like when I maybe I should look like a few steps forward here and make multiple lots, like one for one building and one for the other building. And then I could make it so that you first have one building that you can work on, and as you gather more money, then you can buy the other one. And maybe I could even make a lot here that would be empty. Then you can just make a new building from scratch there. So that functionality doesn't exist right now. I mean, lot buying and that kind of stuff. But I could at least define them in the map file. So let's do it that way then. So what size do I even want to make this bigger one? To here, I guess. Let's make it this size. Or even I'm thinking it would be nice to make this lot like evenly sized on all sides. I mean, like I guess 3 tiles from the building. So like this. But what about this area here then? I guess might as well extend it to there. Fine, let's do it like this. Then the other lot will be this area plus this area plus this area. Sure. What the hell? A crash. That's annoying. What I can do here then is make a new snapshot array or whatever. I'm not sure if that fixed it or not. So let's load it again. Well, I was expecting things like this to happen though. Since you know, I redid a lot of stuff and added a lot of stuff, and I have not tested a lot of it so far. So this, then this, then I added this here and this here, and I tried to move it, then it crashed. But I guess it crashes again. Need to do the same here. That's fine, that's fine. So what's it? Expansions and map. Okay, now it doesn't crash anymore. So that's another lot here, and then this one will be like this. But it should eventually make a better way to visualize these lots. Especially to show them in the game. So there's like different ways I could approach it. Could try and make them like a more 3D type of area around the lots. Kind of the same way as the selected tile looks like with the sort of 3D-ish rectangle, like the green one that I'm moving right now. That's what I mean. So I could have like such boxes around the lot area. So next step would be to remove the floorboards, I guess. But what do I even place there? Grass, I guess. They do have a fill tool for it. The question is though, how do I remember where the area would go afterwards, the building, if I don't have the floor markers here? So maybe I can make the building first and then I can fill it in. I won't see it, but I'll just have to hope and assume that it's fine. So let's give it a try then. So selection tool. So that's the building. I'm not sure what the color should be, and this is the problem with the elevators that I was explaining earlier. That those don't really work properly right now with the new building system. But I leave them like they are at the moment. So this is the second story. So I will add the same areas here. There. And then hopefully this will remove those floors that were here previously. I can't see it, but you know, hopefully. And same here. Now, let's make this building. So for this I have to change the outside tiles of it, because I think it was black in previous editions. What else do I need to do? The ownership. So this lot will be owned by the player. I guess I can make it so this one is also players at the start for now. And once I add the lot buying system and building buying system, then I can remove the ownership here. But I will leave this lot here without an owner. Just for some testing purposes, I guess. Now let's try and place grass here. Again, can't see it, but hopefully hopefully it works. Do I need to change anything else? Possibly the windows. Yeah. That's gonna be annoying. But let's save it first. And then gonna open it in a text editor for a moment. There's a bug in the editor that it saves the full path for the sprite sheets when it doesn't have to. And it's been there for years. I've never quite gotten around to fixing it. Oh darn, you can't even see it. Fine, sorry. Just trust that I did it. So I guess I'll just start changing these windows one by one then. Edit and then set all these and then done. Tick 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 done. This wasn't even possible in the previous version of the map editor. So, I mean, it's annoying to do this one by one, but before that I did it manually in a text editor to change the file, and that was even more annoying. Here, I bet I miss just a few windows somewhere. Probably should do it for the trees as well. Because if you want to expand the building, these trees will get in the way. Now when I look at it, the chat and my face is covering up this window here. Cancel. Sure. Sell the door if you want to. I'm not sure what to do about these though. I guess I could create a room here. Then it's kind of something at least. So add room here. Add room here. Add another room here. Here. And here. Then what can I do with these rooms? To make them look like an elevator at least a little. We can use this wall, I suppose. Then for these, let's set it to the brick. Oh, we had the floor as well. What can I use there? Nothing really. So it's not perfect, but it's something at least. Then I should do the same here. So add room, add room. And edit room. Change the wallpaper. And then add rooms here, here, here. I've not even tested room saving yet. I think so. Before I go any further, I should try that. Also, maybe make another copy of the map. Oh, I know what's wrong here. I used the wrong function for saving. We'll have to do all the room stuff again though then. So that's here. Let's do just the elevators then at first, and then we can see if it saves now. So that's here. I used the wrong one. This one. There. Let's try saving it then. Save. It seemed to work this time. I'm gonna have to fix the save file again though. Now that's done. Then let's add the other rooms. Here, here, here. Yeah, I edited the wrong one. This should be this. Okay then. Let's try the upper floor. So add room here, add room here, add room here, here and here. Then this will be this wallpaper. Set. There, now I should go over all the windows and doors and whatnot here. So, edit, cancel, yes. Elevator door, can buy, can move, can sell, can trash, all that good stuff. So that's these, and now all the windows. Let's start with this one. And the bigger building will be even harder to do, since there's more windows there. Plus the trees, I still have to do those. You know, once it's done and it's over with. Unless it crashes on saving. Which I guess it's not impossible. So, I should save right now before I do any further. Save map, save, done. And then fix the file again. And then let's do the trees next. Can buy, can move, can sell, can trash, whatever. Since this is a map for the testers, then it's also fine that they can mess around with the trees, I guess. Wait, which one was it? It's easy to lose track here. And I'll end up missing some for sure. So hopefully I got all of it. So let's do these next. Almost missed one here. And 4 more. And the last 3. Done. So now that leaves all the windows in this building. But let's save first. Map save. Then fix the file again. And let's start here. So once all of this is done, then I can try and start a new game on this map and see what happens. Because this has a bunch of functionality that the other map doesn't have. Like multiple floors, for example. What else? Multiple buildings. It has rooms defined in the map. So yeah, the game can possibly break at any of those, since I haven't tested them. Have not tested that part yet. Then there's a huge building that was on 4 stories or something. 4 or 5 even. And that one, I don't know how I will approach that. I should probably fix the elevators first, and then I can try and work on that big building, I guess. But even having this map working again would be nice. Like if I want to make screenshots and whatnot, then this map has been a good one for that. A lot of the screenshots that you do see on Steam are from this map, for example. Steam and elsewhere. There are probably some from the bigger building too, or the bigger map. But you know, I'll just have to live without it for a bit. Although I can try and make it so that at least the save games from that old map work. So I won't be able to start a new game on the big map, but at least I would be able to load the old save games. So that would still be something at least. So do you want to reload it? Yes. Have to fix the save game file again, but that should be it for this map for now. I set all the ownerships, I made the elevators kind of. I reworked all the furniture. Yep, should be it. So let's try if I can create a new game with this map. New game, Startup Frenzy, that's the one. Nope. It did not work. So where does it break then? It doesn't tell me really. Just says this fails, but at one point, which means maybe some of you have seen me previously do this. So I'm just gonna put a bunch of nonsense debug lines in the code and see which ones print out here and which ones don't. And then I can kind of figure out where the problem happens exactly. So, debug, loading map 1. And I'll just start putting these after every few lines. So stories probably is where it might break. Landlots also suspicious. Buildings as well. And then let's put one here. Furniture maybe. Locations, buildings. And then one last one here. Now, when I try it again, it will also crash, but I should have some like hints here how far it gets. So it gets to loading map 4, which is here. So buildings is where it's having trouble, I guess. Let's put some more debug here. Loading building 1, building 2, building 3. So we'll see if it loads at least like one building, because there's 2, right? Wait, this one. So it loads up until here and then crashes at the first building already. Which means the problem isn't with this. So let's undo all these. And I totally admit this is such a stupid way to debug it. But the system kind of works for me. I mean, stepping through the code is an option as well, but I never properly got that working in Java. At least when it comes to my game. So I don't know. So let's put some debug here instead. Building. Loading building 1. Then loading building 2. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Here we go. And let's try it again. So it gets to 5 where it loads the story. So probably the problem wasn't in here either, but in here then. That's how we keep going down the rabbit hole then. Loading story 1. 2 here. 3, 4. 5. Room. Oh. I think it's the room loading where it breaks then. Because the other map didn't have any rooms. 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh yeah, this one too. So 5, 6. So let's put some debug in the room file too. Loading room 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. 6 and 7. My guess is it breaks here. But we will see in a moment. Oh, it's further down after all. At this point. Okay. Doesn't have the wallpaper stuff loaded in this spot yet. So it's what can I do with it then? Guess I could use just the defaults that I set for the building story, right? Wallpaper. And flooring. Oh, I used the wrong one though. This one. And it actually loaded. But does it work? How do I what are the basics that I should check? I guess if I can place furniture, that's a good sign. If I can edit the room, say I want to add this part here. That seemed to have worked. Can I change this room? Yeah, the problem is that in the game the room has minimum size. So, you know, that's why it's not working here. But you know, it's something. Kind of feel like it created a new one instead of changing it, but I'm not sure. What if I make the building smaller? Okay, there's a problem. There's a problem with these then. I guess I can change them manually if I can't change them in the editor anymore. So I have the map file here. And somewhere here I have defined the ground tiles. Basically, they're these. So So what's the ID for the grass and what's for the floor tile of the office? How do I figure that out? Oh yeah, I can check that in the editor. Right. So I'll just draw some of these here, and I have this info window that should show me the floor ID. So this is 2, grass is 1. That's pretty much all I need to know. So grass was 1 and the other one was 2. I'm hoping that I can just do a search and replace then. Replace 2 with 1. Replace all. Save. That seemed kinda a lot though. So let's undo that. And let's try it again. Replace. So how many did it? 2014. There's definitely not 2014 of those tiles, is there? That doesn't seem right. So maybe it replaced something that it shouldn't have.